Time now for Media Watch with Emma James. And here in France, Emma, we're already preparing for another election. We've just got over one. The list of candidates, though, hoping to work alongside the president-elect has been unveiled. But there's one very big omission.
Yes, absolutely. Emmanuel Macron had promised to overhaul French politics, and that meant doing away with the old guard. And that means there is no place for Manuel Valls, the former prime minister here in France, within La République en marche, the Republic on the move, as Emmanuel Macron's political movement has now been renamed now that it is a fully fledged political party. This is probably one of the funniest Twitter reactions that I've seen to this. Manuel Valls on the phone saying, "Hello, this is Barack Obama. I want to speak with Emmanuel Macron, please." Monsieur Valls, please stop calling this number, because he has been painted as a desperate man right now. He has really burnt his bridges with the Socialist Party by declaring the party dead, and now he will not be a candidate for En Marche. However, En Marche have been relatively kind to him in that they are not going to field a candidate opposed to him. Now, today they've unveiled this list of 428. It's slightly fewer than the 577 parliamentary positions that Emmanuel Macron said he would field a candidate in every single constituency. So far, they haven't quite managed it, and it was a tough ask. 19,000 people applied for these positions from all walks of life. 52% of those who have been successful in being selected have never worked in politics before. It really has been the raison d'être, really, of En Marche to renew political life here in France. And Richard Ferrand, the man in charge of the mammoth act of political casting that this was, said that with 3 terms in office already, Manuel Valls simply did not meet the criteria that they were looking for. This cartoonist, Alex, has painted Manuel Valls as a very desperate man. It says, "Valls persists, and he's knocking on the door of the Eurovision Song Contest, hoping that someone will let him in there." A little harsh, perhaps. Also, adding insult to injury is the fact that this information has been released. Manuel Valls actually had to ring up somebody from En Marche to say, "I don't understand it. I'm clicking on your site and it doesn't work." He, of course, had to do his online application in the same way as every other candidate, whoever they were. He got no special treatment, and he couldn't even get the website to work, which perhaps was something, fate trying to tell him something, you might say. Lots of people having mixed reactions to this one. Anne Penketh, the journalist, says that the French political system is now in meltdown. And it's a rather dramatic way of saying that basically, yes, there are big changes afoot here in France. Agnès Poirier says the humiliation of the former Prime Minister Manuel Valls by the President-elect is not the way forward. Hashtag Je soutiens Valls, I support Valls. And it's interesting to see that. But some people think that this actually was the right decision for Emmanuel Macron to make. This Twitter user saying it's very intelligent on the part of Republic on the Move not to put a candidate up against Manuel Valls. It is a rejection, but it's not a humiliating rejection. As for Manuel Valls himself, he has released a statement now, and he is very much trying to make the best of things with this. He welcomes the decision, he says, rather strangely. He says his sole objective is to serve those who elect him and his country. He says he is now a free man, but with a clear political identity. So we will see what comes next for Manuel Valls.
A reminder that nobody said jumping ship would be easy, proving very difficult for Manuel Valls there. All right, a move away from France. The sacking of the FBI Director James Comey is still very much dominating the news from Washington. The repercussions and lots of different versions keep coming, don't they?
They do indeed. It is quite incredible how many different versions of this story we are getting about the reasons for the sacking of James Comey. This is a cartoon from Christian Adams in the London Evening Standard, and he's portrayed Donald Trump as being the host of the FBI Apprentice. And he says, "After a discussion with my advisor, you are fired." Now, I'm not sure whether that's supposed to be Jeff Sessions or Vladimir Putin. I think it's a small Vladimir Putin alongside him there. But taking a look at The Atlantic, this evening, Donald Trump has given an interview to NBC in which he has changed his story once again. What he said in this interview is that regardless of any recommendations made by other people within his administration, he was going to fire James Comey. Now, this flies in the face even of Donald Trump's own letter telling James Comey that he was sacked. So it yet again is sowing more confusion. In fact, there have been 3 different stories now as to what exactly went on here. If we look at this, though, James Comey, or Jim as he signs himself here, has written this statement. It's a letter to all the staff at the FBI, and he's very, very magnanimous in his position as the fired man, the fired FBI director. He says, "I have long believed that a president can fire an FBI director for any reason or for no reason at all." And he finishes this letter by saying that working with you has been one of the great joys of my life. Thank you for that gift. Now, the other thing that people are still talking about is the fact that the White House spokespeople have been put in such a difficult position here because, as we said, the story keeps changing. They are the ones in charge of telling the press exactly what it is. Now, the Daily Beast reporting on this one, Spicer Bushes is a top Twitter search. If you don't know what this is about, reportedly, Mr. Spicer chose to actually hide behind a hedge to avoid awkward questions from journalists in the wake of James Comey's sacking. And the internet users have gone to town creating amusing things for us to take a look at. That one's certainly one of my favourites. This one says, Sean Spicer hid in the bushes to avoid the press last night, and Melissa McCarthy is on Saturday Night Live this week. Of course, she is the woman who is portraying Sean Spicer. I'm laughing already. And this Twitter user says, how I imagine the report about Spicer hiding in the bushes last night. And the last word on this one from a Sean Spicer spoof account. Fake news is reporting incorrectly that I hid in bushes that even a casual gardener would recognise as shrubs.
Shrub. Well, it is one option. If you don't know what to say, hide in a bush. I don't know, it might catch on. But this storm with the FBI director shows no signs of going away. Be here for some time. Emma, thank you very much for the Media Watch.